stuff.
Got it. Okay, real quick question, because again, I know what you're talking about, but I remember my friend told me that he did stupid questions.
Yeah. No. I want to answer your friend's question.
The executive branch, he thought, had to judge itself.
I think our congressmen and our senators should be, doing their job. Not that I'm criticizing anyone.
Is that a red dot on your forehead?
No, I'm good.
You're good. Don't worry. We're in the middle of nowhere.
I love everything that is being done the right way.
If I knew any of this and how hard it was to buy property, would I join the military?
I keep thinking about it. I still to this day think about it.
Just to whatever the minimum years is that I can qualify for.
I think they would take me in as an attorney like that, because they need attorneys, and I would be scut. Like I would be like given the.
Man.
Yeah. How you doing?
I got a question.
Oh boy.
Who'd win, Tom and Jerry versus Rick and Morty?
What's the criteria?
Who is more popular?
Oh damn.
So who would be team? You have people backing Tom and Jerry.
Well,
people backing Rick and Morty.
My people would be Rick or Tom and Jerry. Oh, great! Welcome back to the podcast.
So like Tom and Jerry folk with a little bit, maturity.
1,000,000%. It's not even a question. It's Tom and Jerry.
Oh really?
It's not even a question.
You conceded.
No, I know for a fact it would be Tom and Jerry.
Big fan.
It would have hurt.
That's kind of down.
No. Can I give my reasoning?
Fan, bro.
Can I give my reasoning?
What do you mean you just jumped ship? You fake fan.
Rick and Morty.
You can't wear that shirt and be like, oh yeah,
Rick and Morty is the better show in every way.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay, wow, that was a great conversation. That was a perfect conversation.
That's what's wrong with you Gen Zers. And
I'll take that as a compliment. You just called me a Gen Zer, bro.
Yeah, because your mind can handle low, regular good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You need something happening constantly, dumb stuff, flashing lights all the time happening.
So everything that we said prior to prior to starting this podcast about being positive, about trying to support each other, out the window. Great, let's get into it. 5, 4, 3. Oh, we do 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, learn things that you want to learn.
I got a fun fact for you.
Hope you learned something like that. I hope you not.
I'm an idiot. If you have any questions, don't ask us.
And welcome to the Idiots to Experts podcast. I'm your co-host, Justin.
And I'm your co-host, George.
And every week we try to be on time and do this podcast.
And we have been succeeding in every way.
Yeah.
As far as you guys know, the schedule's as it is.
We did take like a month off for sure.
Yeah, we've definitely been on top of our stuff. We've definitely been on top of this podcast. And I'm glad that nothing has changed.
We have some current events for you.
Dude, someone made an assassination attempt. I shouldn't be laughing.
You said someone paid? Are you with the feds?
Bro,
do you know?
I do work with the feds, but you can't be saying stuff like that because I can literally get fired from my job. So
wait, but you said someone got paid.
No, I'm saying there was an assassination attempt on our president.
No, I can run it back.
Run it back, baby.
We have it recorded. Run it back. You said someone got paid.
No, I was trying to say, as you can tell, I'm struggling with pronunciation. Right?
You sweating.
Our prez, and then I switched mid-sentence.
Oh, okay, that's what happened.
Our prez, and
someone got prez got assassinated.
Hold on, yeah.
Okay, no, that's fair. My bad.
So, dude, this whole situation is nuts. It's changed so many things in terms of our political sphere. Both people or both sides are like, "Yo, maybe let's reel it back."
Yeah, I agree.
I was gonna say, okay. I was like, "Whoa, where are you going with this?" Like,
I agree.
You gotta keep in mind, we going on YouTube. Like,
let me finish. Yeah, I agree. Of course, no violence.
All right, cool. I don't know. You seem a little sussy right now. I have one message.
What's your message?
Based on everything that's happened so far, and it's please, for the love of God, don't believe everything that you see on the media, and please actually watch where you're getting your information. Just because a news source comes out and is like, here's what happened. Just because we're talking about something, heads up, maybe we're not a reliable source. Maybe we are. Eventually we'll be experts.
That's the beauty of it. I think we don't ever reach it, but that's another topic.
But no, seriously, like there's so much conflicting information that's coming out about these things. For the love of God, please don't just jump to conclusions. And everyone's like, yeah, let's dial back the rhetoric. But then you still see all this content of like, the Democrats, the Republicans.
Yeah,
Like,
stay off Reddit.
dude, stay off TikTok.
Oh, I'm
Well,
not on
granted,
TikTok,
though,
so I don't know.
I don't think that
But
they're
stay off
trying
Reddit
to.
for sure.
Is it really?
It's pretty bad.
I haven't been on Reddit.
Okay, but there are a lot of videos of like different angles, different people, and that one's crazy.
Again, until things come out and we officially know what the story is,
Yeah,
maybe like let's not jump to these guys and these. That's like it feels like the Spider-Man meme where like they're all pointing at each other.
but here's $1 million question, George. You gotta be honest.
Am I getting $1 million for this?
Yeah,
All right, I'm down. I'm willing to answer.
I'll
Maybe
pay you $1 million if you answer this.
I probably won't. Probably not worth my job, but keep
How
going.
do you feel?
About it?
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary as hell. Like the fact that we've gotten to a point where someone thinks it's okay to assassinate a
No. How do you feel about it being failed?
Woof. I'm happy that that's an easy question. Like I'm happy that it failed.
Oh, nice.
Like
Yeah.
I don't want anyone
Me
to
too.
get hurt in any way
Yeah.
for political reasons. I mean, like that's just stupid.
We had one of our friends talk to us yesterday about it, and I would say it's interesting because there's a little bit of troll in him when he said it,
Yeah.
but just the
Team
doing all that, and it's like there's people out there that 100% have felt more supportive or inspired because of it, which is crazy.
I will say that there's parts of it that are 100% inspiring. But here's
To
my
you?
point. Yeah.
Okay, like what?
Like there's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories out there.
Yeah.
But one thing I think is impressive is he had the foresight to recognize that this is a pivotal moment and that what his actions do. If my life was in danger, buddy, I'm running. I'm getting off that stage. I'm like, Secret Service, get me out of here.
Mm.
This man had the foresight to be like, okay, cameras are on. Like, this is going to be something that gets aired. I can make something that's going to be a meme. And it did. Like,
He didn't think meme.
no, not a meme, but
He
like,
definitely thought
it's
like
going to be like,
headlines and.
yeah.
But I guess as a
Campaign.
politician, sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you, but as a politician, that's literally your life. Thinking about everything you do is a chess move in this race.
Even though he's taught to think about this 24/7,
Yeah.
the fact that you can take a step back when your life's in danger and again, think ahead, it's impressive.
Yeah.
I just hope that this specific situation puts us on track to maybe see the humanity in both sides instead of trying to fight
Nah,
both sides.
I don't think so.
I hope it does.
There's no way.
I think it will.
There's a low probability that
I think
happens.
Americans are more in tune to helping each other versus fighting each other.
Wow,
Personally,
that's so interesting. Because
this
we had
is-
a previous episode where we said, "Do you think if people are more inclined to help you, you know, like if you reach out to people and you're like, nah, people are too busy.
I agree.
Nah, they're not gonna help you.
But once you get to the elevation of life and death, I think that's where
Nah, you know what? Most people, this is an assumption by me. I'm not saying this right. I feel like most people are gonna be like, damn, it missed, or and should have happened, and then the other side's like, oh, I can't believe you guys did that.
and I've heard that, and I've definitely heard that from both sides, but I've heard less of that personally, and I've heard more of that wasn't okay, regardless of whatever side you're on.
Interesting. I have not.
Really?
I have not.
I'm glad I'm not whatever you're
I'm
watching.
on the opposite side.
I'm glad I'm a pretty firm like America. Let's
Yeah.
unify over this. I don't care what side you pick. Just pick a side and let's unify around it instead of trying to like tear each other down.
I got a question for you.
Oh boy,
What do you think the security was doing?
this is why I say check your sources because there's so much information out there that I'm like, it's weird, right? So people are saying that
They had to be on TikTok.
What do you mean it has to be on TikTok?
They're probably scrolling.
God, dude, no, come on. Security's on.
They're Gen Z, probably.
I'm not. First of all, I don't think Gen Z are old enough to be security guards. They're probably millennials, in which case half of them know how to use TikTok, half of them don't know how to use TikTok.
Oh, okay.
They're on camera, they ain't on TikTok, all right? But that said, it's a really sad situation in our history, and I hope that
It's
again,
a wild time to live.
It's a wild time to live in. And if
we
you
make,
want to,
we make jokes. But I was just telling my fiance, I was like, this is an insane time to live in. COVID plus a presidential assassination.
yeah.
That's insane.
If you got something productive you would like to leave in the comments, please do. If you,
Yeah, I was gonna say any like happy news.
it's not gonna. No, the more recent public event that I really want to talk about.
What?
It's way more depressing and like.
Okay. So what I'm gonna talk about is.
But it's important.
It's more depressing.
It's not more depressing than this, but it's definitely important, and it's something that people should keep in mind. And so the Supreme Court.
No, we're joking. Just to make me feel better. No, not now, but like you can talk about it.
I can definitely make jokes about this.
Oh, you can?
So I'm good. And actually, there is a joke in the pit.
Okay. Go through it.
But there is this legal theory or legal precedent that was in place called Chevron's deference. And it was
Chevron.
And it is based on a Supreme Court decision back in the day. That's a Chevy.
Oh, got it.
You're smart.
I knew that.
Yeah, you're an expert. Chevron is, I believe, a gas company.
Oh, yeah. Cars. He's close.
Yeah. That's why I know. That's what I'm saying. You're a smart guy.
Oh, thanks.
You were
I thought you were being sarcastic there.
No. I would never insult my co-host.
Oh.
You're one of the best dudes I know.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
And actually, I do mean that, guys, minus everything else. That said, so Chevron's deference was this thing, essentially, that gave deference to the executive branch.
Gave deference?
Deference. I'm
a smart guy. I know what that is. But tell the audience.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know what the word deference means, if something is ambiguous, which is, I hope not a big word, if something is ambiguous, essentially the executive branch body that controls that area of law gets to make the final call.
Okay.
So, for example,
I need my thinking cap on.
I got you.
I didn't realize that this is
it's so important.
Require
people don't understand.
Brain.
People don't understand how important this is.
Okay, you're being serious.
No, I'm being
very important.
This is so important.
Okay, so you really need to make them understand.
Yes,
because I understand. Just make them understand.
So Chevron's difference is, again, if let's say people make the Congress passes environmental laws.
Okay.
And they say companies aren't allowed to dispose of toxins in X river or whatever, right? Now you have these companies who are dumping things in rivers and they're like, well, it's not a toxin. This is just byproduct of whatever. It's not really a toxin. So it doesn't fit the definition of the law.
Okay.
So then essentially the EPA or the executive branch or the body that is in charge would be like, no, this is toxic. We're going to fine you. We're going to do all these things. In which case, the company would be able to sue in federal court and be like, hey, they can't do that. But again, because Chevron's deference exists.
What?
Right. Because Chevron's deference exists, the courts are usually like, we're going to defer to the experts. Like they're the ones who have more knowledge, more information about what this stuff is. We'll defer to their knowledge and let them kind of break down what that statute or what that law is.
Okay, so just for, because I know, again,
so yeah,
I know what I mean.
Yeah.
But just to dumb it down for other people. So company says, hey, there's this chemical.
Yes.
Right? Could be a toxin, could not be a toxin, but we're labeling it not a toxin.
Yeah.
It's not a toxin.
Yep.
Supreme Court or the executive branch, the thing that you said,
which is
EPA, was like, no, that is a toxin.
Yeah.
But then the company can go, you can't do that. You can't call it a toxin. We can call it what if it's a toxin or not.
So you can sue in federal court, everything you can sue over. Right?
Yeah.
So you then sue in federal court on what these things mean, what the specific law was intended for.
Okay, so then they're deferring to experts who can test this chemical and say it's toxic or not.
And that's the idea behind Chevron's deference.
Okay, so Chevron's deference originates from Chevron.
From a case back in the day. Yeah, back in the day. But
basically, it's just, I'm going to defer to this expert to back up why the executive branch is saying this.
I'm going to defer to the executive branch who is
they're the experts.
More versed. Yeah. So the federal courts is like, no, we're going to let them handle it.
Okay. I'm with you. I mean, I've been with you.
Yeah, you've been with you. But
they're with you now.
Which is huge, actually.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I like.
Now, the judge, the case that came out recently, basically reeled back or pushed back this Chevron deference idea, stating that the executive branch, like their logic or their idea is the executive branch is not there to interpret the statute and define things as whatever.
They're saying they not like that.
They ain't like
That's what they said.
They literally saying this is our job.
Yeah.
They're like, no.
I'm him. They not like that.
Yeah, you can be the cop, right? You enforce the law.
Yeah.
But you ain't telling me.
It's my town.
Yeah.
No, I get you.
So essentially, the Supreme Court was like, "Hey, yo, step back."
Oh, they said
step
that.
back.
They said that.
They said that.
Okay.
They said step back. I'm pretty sure in the decision, like when they're writing it out, they were like, quotes, step back.
Okay. Damn. It gets hot in the court. Okay.
And they're basically saying that only federal courts or federal judges or judges in general are the ones that are allowed to interpret the statutes, that are allowed to interpret what these things that are being passed in Congress mean.
That's crazy.
It makes sense.
Really?
Sort of. It makes sense to a degree. It doesn't make sense for every situation.
Okay.
Congress now needs to pass more specific laws that define things properly in order for the executive branch to enforce it. Because then now every time they have an argument as to whether or not something applies or doesn't apply, ideally they can just sue in federal court and then the federal judge will decide, which has a lot of issues.
Yeah. It feels like the federal judge wants, no. The people who are suing and taking it to federal court want more or less involvement of the Supreme Court.
Yes. They want less.
To sway their side.
Yes.
And the federal, and I don't know anything about law, but federal courts, is it less strict? Why would they feel that way?
So the Supreme Court's only argument is, or not only, but like one of the, like their main argument is that it's judges that get to be the ones that interpret the law. When Congress passes a law, it needs to be enforced by the executive branch, the EPA or whatever body it is, it's under. But the judges are the ones who get to interpret the law. We can't give that power to the executive branch. It crosses a line. Each branch of the government has its own role. We can't be letting the executive branch now have judicial power. We can't have the judicial power now have the ability to make laws, that kind of stuff.
Got it. Okay, real quick question. Because again, I know what you're talking about, but I remember my friend told me that he did stupid questions.
Yeah. No. I want to answer your friend's question.
The executive branch, he thought, had a judge itself.
The executive branch has a judge? No.
No. Executive branch is just people in like cubicles.
No. So it does get
dumb
a little
question though, right?
It's not a dumb question because there are judges.
It's not. I'll tell them that.
And the reason being is because of this whole Chevron case back in the day, they do have something called administrative judges, which is complicated.
Okay.
I don't want to like make this worse than it already is, right?
Okay, so
I don't even think I'm going to get into my topic today. I think I'm going to make this my topic.
Okay, hold on. Just so my friend can understand.
Yeah.
To visualize, can we just say that the executive branch is a bunch of cubicles, and then federal court is judge court itself?
No. Here's the best analogy that I can give you.
That'd be bad? Okay.
Here's the best analogy that I can give you. I can give you your friend.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Is the executive branch is supposed to be the police. They're supposed to be the cops.
Okay.
They're supposed to be the enforcers. Like, hey, you broke the law. I'm going to arrest you. That's how the executive branch sounds exactly. No. So that's how they're supposed to be, right? But there are other things in play. So, for example, when companies and the government disagree on certain things, they have what's called an administrative judge. So the EPA can have this person who is sitting behind a desk, who is the office person.
Okay.
That's like, okay, I'll decide whether or not like this breaks the law or not, and then I'll be the final judge.
Oh, interesting.
And that's where the Supreme Court has an issue. They're like,
okay, I think I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have a judge who went through schooling and who does this for a living.
Administrative judges also have a tendency to have like law backgrounds, but they're also just experts typically in the field that they're in.
Oh, okay.
The issue that that arises, and this is the thing that we should probably take care of
right now.
Right now.
Be right back, guys.
Wow. Yeah. No, our podcast setup is definitely A1, and I'm glad we were able to continue our normal conversation.
Yeah, we had to save that cat that was in that tree.
You're a hero.
We heard it meowing.
You're a hero.
Nah, you helped me though. You heard the cat. Literally did it real quick. Jumped up 10 feet. Got the cat, came back, and then
I know how you are. Like, you shouldn't be holding a cat, so I just made sure to like do the last part. That's all.
Oh. Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
I got you.
You're the one grabbing the pussy.
You gotta cut that out. You gotta cut that. I promise you. I promise.
Trump supporter, this guy.
Somehow we get banned on you for that one thing, dude. I know on TikTok it's not gonna go.
Sorry. Okay, hold on.
Back to the topic at hand here.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Which side are you on? Do you like Chevron's? What'd you say? Deference?
Deference.
Or against?
I have pros and cons.
You don't lean one way?
I don't lean one way. I don't think I educated myself enough to really make a full-on determination in terms of how the United States and the Constitution is set up. And honestly, it should be up to Congress to make specific laws with actual intent. Because what ends up happening is Congress will pass these kind of vague laws so that whatever government agencies in control can kind of just like do their thing. And I don't like that. I think our congressmen and our senators should be, doing their job. Not that I'm criticizing anyone.
Is that a red dot on your forehead?
No, I'm good.
You're good. Don't worry. We're in the middle of nowhere.
I love everything that is being done the right way.
Everything is perfect. USA is the best.
Because they are doing everything the right way, I think they should continue to do things even better. That's all.
So you like the system?
It's tough. I don't know what the system should be or what it looks like. I like the idea of our congressmen and senators, again, writing laws the right way. And
what's the young term people are using?
Their job.
Like that you like someone like way too much? Glazing?
Wow.
Yeah. I think that you're glazing the government.
Interesting. Again, I'm not glazing anyone. I'm presenting facts.
You're glazing, bro.
I think I'm presenting facts because I want to be objective.
Everything's going great.
I think that people who watch this should form their own opinion and do their own research. I'm giving the information that I think is available to me.
Oh, okay.
And I hope that people form their own ideas. I don't want my ideas to
okay, well, I'm going to give my opinion.
All right.
I think I like Chevron's Deference.
Of like the executive branch having some kind of
expert and people who like this is their field to make a decision. Yeah. Instead of someone who has to cover so much law and then like, what would you rather have? Someone who has to study all this different types of law and know a little bit about everything, about someone who specifies and focuses on one field of study, and then you defer to that person.
And I get your point of view. And again, I'm not going to say I agree with you or don't disagree with you. I just want to give you the other perspective, which you're now putting a power that is supposed to be for the judicial branch. And the second that we start saying things like, yeah, but the experts are the ones that know, sometimes the experts don't know a lot.
Would you rather have a Pashoy?
First of all, explain what that means, because people don't know who Bishoy is. Like,
as our friend who is a doctor who doesn't know much, he just knows a little bit about everything.
Yikes! All right.
Or would you have a Justin who really specializes in one focus and studying a field?
I'm gonna end
and being good at like being a great human being. Yeah. That's what I've been studying.
Given your analogy, of whether I would rather have a Justin or a Bishoy, a person who has general knowledge or a person who's an expert at something. I've now come to the conclusion that either way, I'm screwed.
Okay.
So thank you for listening to my.
No, my bad. Let me change it up. Would you rather have a Tom and Jerry, classic at what they do, does it very, very well, very specialized in the comedy and what it does and the story that Tom and Jerry shows and tells? Or would you rather Rick and Morty, a hodgepodge of dumb stuff that happens every episode, nothing connects, and it's all a bunch of flashing lights for you young brains to latch on to because that's the only thing that can entertain you.
All right.
It's something that's happening every single time.
So we're back to subliminally insulting each other. The fact that you think that Rick and Morty is a smorgasbord of random flashing lights shows that you're completely uneducated.
Rick and Morty is the federal
about comedy.
And Tom and Jerry is the specialized executive branch. Trust the executive branch.
People, this might be the last episode of the podcast.
Wait, okay. I'm actually like pretty curious because you brought it up. Is there a reason why you brought it up today? Are they actually making a decision about we're gonna get rid of this?
So the decision is made.
Oh, okay.
The decision is made. It's going back to like federal courts, and there's still time to things to see what this ends up looking like, and how the implementation ends up working out. But the reason why I brought it up today is because we haven't podcasted in so because this is the first opportunity that I've had to talk about something that was
life gets
done.
Busy, man. My bad. I'll take blame.
No, it's not on you. We both been busy. We both been busy.
Well, this is a good transition because we're good at those.
What do you mean by transition?
Oh, so when I was born, anyway. But in the meantime, I moved and became a landlord.
Already? Or are you attempting to be a landlord?
Oh, I'm a landlord. Thank you.
Okay, people don't understand how hard that is. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is tough.
I feel like,
that's a huge.
Because
that's huge.
I'm taking a small step. Because I feel like managing one property is a step and could be a huge step, but I don't see it as if you're a landlord in the landlord game, managing one property is nothing.
Yeah, for sure. But like, it's not, we've talked about this in the podcast before. It's not about where, like, compared to other people.
But I learned a couple things about if you want to become a landlord.
Which I do plan on doing one day, so I would love to actually learn a little bit about this.
Okay. So here's the start of it. If you want to become a landlord, what do you need?
A place.
A property. Okay. So I learned, luckily, I bought a place. I lived in it, then I rented it out. But if some people want to buy just to rent it out, there's specific loans for you to do that. However, it is easier if you live in it, and then rent it out.
Yep.
Because I learned
homeowner's exception.
I've learned that if you rent out a place, if you're investing in a place to rent, the requirements are
so much higher
than if you were just going to live in it.
Can't afford it, let me tell you.
No, so they look at if you're investing just to rent, they look at your credit score and they say, hey, you need at least minimum like 650. They say on average to rent out.
Oof.
They look at your debt to
income ratio.
They look at, and then if you're just buying to live in it, 20% down payment.
Unless you're doing, there's other loans,
right? But conventional 20%.
Right.
If you're buying to rent it out immediately, it's 25% minimum.
Really?
Yeah.
So
if you're doing a conventional loan, if you're just doing a regular basic loan, it's down 25%. That's great.
I'm just trying to think. Do I have 5%? I'm stopping right now.
When I bought my place, I saved up for, I think, like a year and a half, and I was living with my parents, and I paid off all my loans of that. I had like maybe 12%.
Dude, now I wish I
couldn't even hit 20.
Dude, now I wish I talked about my topic about the psychology of money, because it gets into like saving in your mindset about these kind of things.
I'm only gonna talk about this.
Yeah.
And then next week we'll do a different topic. But so if you want to rent, there's a couple different loans you can go to. There's the conventional loan, just basic. Anyone can do that.
Wait, can I just make one correction? Because we are the Asexual podcast. We want to give good information.
Okay.
I do want to point out that if you do get a conventional loan, you can put less than 20% down, but that means you will be paying a PMI, meaning that you're basically getting insurance for the bank in case you default on your loan. You're literally paying them extra money for no reason, and that stuff is not cheap. So it is best to put down 20% to avoid that PMI. But that said, you can get a conventional loan without putting down your 20%.
Because he wanted to avoid that PMI. I
Dude.
wish I did too, George.
Me, dude, the PMI sucks.
And you gotta call them to tell them, hey,
Yeah.
I've hit 20, so can you stop
How
charging
scummy
me
is
the
that?
PMI?
How scummy is that? That you have to call them and be like, hey, I've met like the 20% mark. Take off my PMI instead of them just taking it off because
You get the mark.
they know the math. They know.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's not, dude.
It's
Banks
depressing
are,
to buy property. So if you have money, kudos to you. You can buy property.
Yeah, we do too. That's why you should listen to us. We have tons of money. And we're landlords, or he is.
You're going to be one.
Soon.
But yeah, conventional, right? Then there's the FHA loan, which I still don't know the difference between the conventional FHA. If someone could tell me.
I think, and I truly don't know.
Oh.
So if someone actually could leave a comment down below, the FHA, you can put down
First time home.
First time homeowners. You can put down 3.5% versus the
You
5.
could do the same thing conventional.
No, 5. I think conventional you have to put down 5. It's
Oh,
like a
it's the minimum
1.5.
5?
Yeah.
Well, difference between conventional and if you do FHA.
I think again, this is if someone can. I'm seeing these other benefits. I'm sure it's an FHA that we don't know about. But.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna rent the place out.
Yeah.
The difference between conventional and FHA is conventional you can rent it out immediately. If you use FHA, you have to live in it for a year. A year.
A year? Okay.
And then you can rent it out.
Okay.
VA, which is the veterans loan.
Boy.
Bruh, I read this and I was like, where, Pashoy?
Hold on. Let me just say, I've literally thought about joining the military multiple times just to get access to these loans. Man.
That's why, our friend Pashoy is...
why we name drop him, dude?
No, he's amazing. He's awesome.
Yeah, even though you earlier called him the doctor who doesn't know anything.
Let me do a bunch of compliments first. He's cool. He's great. He's the best. I always wondered why he was so easy to just pull the trigger on buying.
Oh, now you know.
It's because
VA loans are it, bro.
Yes,
VA loans are him.
So if you are in the military and you want to use your VA loan, if you want to rent out places, guess what? You can get up to 7 places, no down payment.
Yep.
7 places you can buy
because they are backed. They are
That's
backed by the
crazy,
U.S.
isn't it?
government. So you are
7 places, no down payment.
Hey man,
Right.
there are, but they don't pay you well when you join the military, but they give you good benefits if you know how to take advantage of those benefits. If you're in the military, I highly encourage you to look into what it means to be financially literate and to take advantage of the benefits that they give you because there are tons.
I wonder if I knew any of this and how hard it was to buy property, would I join the military?
I keep thinking about it. I still to this day think about it.
Just to whatever the minimum years is that I can qualify for.
I think they would take me in as an attorney like that because they need attorneys, and I would be scut. Like I would be like given the.
Hello?
I mean, I get treated well. Scut. You never heard that word?
No, tell me what that means.
It's like scut is like the bottom of the barrel. It's like the thing that you scrape off.
Scuttle.
No, that's not scuttle. Scut.
I'm pretty sure that's an insult in the UK.
Is it? I'm just saying that I'm the stuff that's like gross. That's grimy. That's at the bottom of the.
Just kidding. I'm just making. But scut, that threw me off. Anyway, to finish off these loans, you could do a portfolio loan. You know what that is?
I've never heard of a portfolio loan.
It's a Groupon loan.
I literally thought it was somebody
okay?
watching this going on Groupon and be like, where?
What are these houses?
I'm buying a home
I'm
today.
buying 6 houses.
Portfolio loan.
Portfolio loan is if you're interested in buying multiple units.
Properties.
If you buy a certain amount, like I forgot what the number of units is, you'll get a lower interest rate because you're buying.
Okay.
You'll get like deals. Basically.
Interesting.
Yeah. But each house has its individual
Its own interest rate.
Loan and interest rate.
Okay.
It's just they're all discounted.
Interesting. Okay.
Right? And so there's that, and then there's a blanket. Blanket's the opposite. So instead of all those properties having individual loans, you just pull how much all those units cost, and then you get one interest rate for that.
Is there a better, did they say which one's better?
I think I think it depends on the units. Like if you're going through, I think like a high rise, you're buying multiple units,
Yeah,
maybe you just get one interest rate. But if you're getting different properties at different areas and different places,
a portfolio loan
you're
makes more
buying,
sense.
yeah, maybe portfolio.
That would
But
make sense.
these loans are for people who
Yeah,
just
'cause-
have a buttload of money.
so what I'm looking into right now, and this is
Yeah.
why I asked this
5
question,
trailers, you want a portfolio?
basically because all I can afford. Yeah. I'm just- what I want to do is, and I think I actually told you this off camera when we were just having a private conversation. I want to buy a multi-unit, like townhome type of property.
Oh yeah,
That's like 4 or 5 units, which obviously goes in the millions. And God, let me tell you,
don't have.
I do. I just don't want, I want to be smart about it.
Oh yeah. Want to know how to spend your $1 million?
Boy, I make it rain. It was just raining yesterday. That was me.
Make it rain.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
You think I would get better at
Gen
this?
Z? Okay.
Anyway.
Anyways, the other loans, private loan, which if you have a sugar daddy or something like that.
No, you can go to just there are sugar daddy websites that are for homes.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know, but they have
It's
like
saved on your desktop.
Just try to imagine like what do I name that shortcut so that no one gets suspicious?
Private loan. If you know someone that will finance that place for you and you just pay them,
Yes.
instead of a bank, the private loan can set your interest rate, can set whatever.
Again, I'm gonna reiterate the sugar daddy website. There are websites out there that will connect you with a private lender, that will give you better interest rates, or like you can negotiate with them instead of a bank. So there are websites out there that will connect you to sugar daddies and or private lenders.
Why were you on this site?
I wasn't. I saw it on TikTok.
You weren't curious enough to go on that website. You just saw it on TikTok.
Okay, first of all, it wasn't nowhere near a call, like anywhere.
Oh, you're stuttering.
Yeah, because it wasn't.
I know you want a sugar daddy.
Because it's real bad. The joke of it calling it a sugar daddy website. There's literal financial advice.
Why are you stuttering then?
There's literal financial, because you take what I say literally, and it hurts.
You said it,
and it hurts.
Okay, my bad.
There are websites.
Sugar mama, my bad.
Yo, dad. Yo, daddybuyingahouse.com anyway, is what it was called.
Why you say daddy like that? That's
because
weird.
it's sugar daddy,
I want to move on.
It's like go daddy, but
I gotta move on. Anyways, we have private,
which you can go to websites for.
Okay,
Private websites.
You really plug in these websites. Dude.
I don't know any of them.
You sure? I don't know any of them, but check them out, guys.
Onlyhomes.com.
Okay, so there's private loans.
Oh,
There's seller's finance. I thought this was interesting. So when you buy the house, the seller can actually be the bank for you.
Yeah, I heard about this.
You can finance through them, and then they can set.
I don't know why it doesn't happen more often. I feel like it's such a better, like right now, because people bought homes with much lower interest rates back in the day.
Yeah.
I totally don't understand why people don't go if they're buying the home. I think it's more paperwork or more complications.
Yeah, but I feel like if your seller's financing, right? I mean, yeah, over time you would make the money, but I'm assuming people want that money now from a bank to do something with it.
I think there's definitely benefits to it. I don't know the full. I'll look into this myself. I think it's a really cool system, and I don't know why it doesn't happen more often.
Yeah.
If someone knows, leave it in the comments, because hey, this is what this podcast is for.
Yeah. And then the last loan is the HELOC.
I love HELOCs.
HELOC. So if you're George and you're on the websites of GoDaddy,
Only homes.
Get your own daddy.com.
Only homes, bro.
You plugged it, bro. So you got to plug it. You have to keep plugging it. I know they paid you.
I wish someone was paying me, dog.
So that website, George, goes on daddyownsme.com.
That's so good. That's so good.
If you have a home, you could take a line of credit. HELOC stands for a home equity line of credit.
Yeah.
You could take a line of credit out of what you have to have 20% paid down of your house.
Yeah. And
then you can take out up to 20%.
May I interject? I don't believe you need to have 20% of your home paid off. No. I think you need to have the equity.
Yeah, there we go. If your house
is greater than
goes up in value.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is my situation. I haven't paid off 20% of my mortgage yet, but I can take out a HELOC because the property value has increased enough where what I have paid off is greater than 20% of what the home is worth.
So if you're not rich and you don't have...
And if you're listening to this podcast, you ain't rich.
And if you're not part of those websites Those are probably the ways.
Join my only homes.
Those are probably the few ways you can buy a house. Now, you have a house. Now you want to rent it or you want to list it out. So there's a couple ways you can list it. I used Avail. That was the software I used.
Oh, we're plugging companies now? Nah, bleep that out.
Okay.
We're not giving no beep.
Which is an all-inclusive type deal.
Okay.
It's an all-inclusive Cancun resort. So it blasts what?
I don't know. It's a Cancun resort?
It's an all-inclusive Cancun resort.
That's an interesting way to...
What do you mean? I get served I do everything. It's
you
all
love
there.
getting served. Continue.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I do my listing. I do my descriptions, my photos. On Avail, it blasts to all different types of websites.
Why is it blasting?
Because
this conversation's weird.
It goes quick. You're making it super weird.
I mean, you're the one blasting it to everybody.
You're plugging your only homes and you're feeling some type of way.
You're the one blasting everybody.
Okay, so
look at my home. Everyone, look.
I'm gonna scoot.
Look how big my house is.
I'm gonna scoot away from this guy. Anyways,
so anyway, you blasted your home to everybody.
So it puts all the listings on these other different websites.
Okay.
The ones I for sure had to do it myself because I used apartments.com and
other
Zillow.com.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And
I forgot to do renting.
Yeah. It's all free for landlords, which is awesome.
Okay, cool.
All free. It's the tenants who have to pay to apply to places and do all this stuff. But
cool.
To put my listing up, I didn't pay a dime.
Oh, sweet.
The reason why I chose Avail.
Beep.
There's a bit of delay on the beep. Is because creating the lease on there, talking to my tenants, accepting payments, all those documents, anything I do is digital and it's on Avail.
Sick. I mean, for someone who doesn't want to create their own lease, which by the way is not that hard to do. You can go on Google and kind of just like download your own lease and edit it. But for someone who doesn't want to go through all that hassle, to just have some kind of like...
All right, bro.
Huh?
Is it subtweeting?
No, I'm just saying that you can't. Like, you can literally just not be lazy.
You call me lazy?
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, just because I'm smart and I'm in the future and you're way back there writing pencils and using pens.
Serious comment.
Okay.
Yes, you can have someone else.
Not serious comment.
Serious comment.
Fuck you.
Beep. Beep me, apparently. No, but it is, while it is nice to have one of those websites that can take care of those issues for you, struggling through those things and educating yourself on why certain clauses are in, why certain leases look the way that they do and that kind of stuff, and just educating yourself on the legal background of it is super important for a landlord.
Yeah, it goes through the software does it.
Yeah, someone does it, but you don't know why.
Knowing why, I can read through all the clauses.
You can.
I read it. It takes. You know what's the best part is because when you select Illinois, it automatically populates every Illinois like landlord tenant law and creates the clause, and then you can add more clauses if you want.
Yeah.
So then I read through everything, or I had my fiance lawyer.
I was about to say, I know you didn't do it. Why are you acting like you know?
But yeah, everything's just set up there, which is nice because I didn't have to get together with people. Everyone signed on their own virtually. So
convenient.
It was super convenient. So I liked Avail a lot, and it's $9 a month per unit. So if you're managing multiple units, it'll add up over months.
So you are paying something, but it's not much.
It's not much.
Okay.
Because I think I'm only going to be renting or managing one property for now. See how it goes. Right. But then, before you list it, a big thing for me was how much I should list my place for. And a lot of people were telling me this number. A lot of people tell me that number. And so I used Rentometer.
God, that sounds like the scammiest thing. It's like speedtest.net for your own.
Wait, speedtest.net is not scammy.
Bro, that's off it. When
this test your
when
internet
company runs that website, it's scammy. That's just me. That's my.
How you work in the government and you got all these conspiracy things?
It ain't conspiracy, bro. If the person who has a stake into how fast the internet goes, owns the website that tests the speed of the internet, it's sussy.
Hey, did they hurt you?
Yes, They did. They were telling me my speaker was one thing, and I'm like, it ain't. I can't play Valorant right now. And I know I'm like going across the map. And I'm like, that's not my speed. So
I
anyway,
teleport to this part of the map.
How'd I get here? I'm like,
how'd I get here?
For people who don't play Valorant, this will make no sense. But like, I know I'm Omen, but like, I ain't TP there, bro.
That's funny. Okay, fine. Rental meter is one of them, but like a smart guy that I am, you have to use multiple sites to check. Rental meter and then Rentcast. Is that better for you?
I mean, you should have just gone to like Ask George.
Oh,
like Ask Jeeves, but better.
Yeah, but every answer just duh.
No, every answer is just like, well, you have two sides. It could be this way.
Guys, Switzerland, useless website.
Actually.
Anyways, so Rentometer, Rentcast, and then there was a couple other ones, but basically what it does is you type in your address and then you type in how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, the square footage, and then it compares it to all rental listings in that area. And then it says, oh, for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, for this square footage, here's the average. Here's what lower end we recommend you do, and the higher end of what we recommend. But don't go lower than this, and don't go higher than this.
Okay.
I went towards the higher end.
Yeah, you guys. I know your place. You should go towards the higher end.
I was like,
it's justified. Very justified.
It's justified because it's on a college campus.
Yeah.
But I was talking to my father-in-law because he was giving me advice too on like how to rent and stuff, and setting a listing price. He's like, I also want to think of, yes, you want your mortgage to be paid, but I'm also thinking about students, and I'm not trying to be any of these managing property. What'd you mean?
I'm renting property, and it's on a college campus, and I want to think about the students. Boy, you're thinking about your paycheck, the pockets of your the lining of your pockets. Yo,
that's the problem,
those
bro.
Kids screwed.
That's the problem.
They're taking out loans either way. Don't give me this. Well, as you can see, I'm an ethical landlord who cares about the community. Boy, if there is a higher price, you taking it. Don't give me this. I can't go off on you any more than I already am.
Why?
Don't give me this moral justice. Who do you think you are?
What is wrong with you?
I know you. I don't know what image you're trying to paint to these people.
What are you talking about? You just mad because I have morals and you don't.
I'm just mad you renting and I can't yet.
Dang, I didn't know that triggered you so badly.
It's all about the people.
No, I didn't say all about.
Run for president, dude.
I didn't say all about. Let me finish. Let me finish. I didn't say it's all about the people. All I said was, yes, I want my mortgage to be paid. That's number one. But then I'm also not trying to scam these people and trying to have all these fees. So when I listed my place, yes, I went to the average, but like a little bit above the average. But I know what my neighbors were renting their place at. I was not renting around their price. They were like $500-$600 above me. And I didn't have no move-in fees. I just did one security deposit for 1 month. I didn't have any other fees. For pets, I did a small fee, even though everyone was telling me, oh man, you need to jack that up because pets are going to ruin your place and blah, blah, blah.
It's possible, yeah.
And I know it's possible, but I know pets are pretty important, especially if I remember when I was thinking about renting a place and moving with my dog, pet fees are insane at apartments. Like, not only do you have to do this monthly pet fee, there's a one-time $500 pet fee. It's like, oh, what?
Can I just tell you that someone's gonna still do the scummy thing? Well, it's not scummy. It's like, you gotta do what you gotta do. But like, where they move in with the pet and then afterwards be like, well, you can't kick me out because this is an emotional support animal, and anything that if you try to evict me for this reason and because I didn't pay the fee.
Sounds like someone you know did that.
Huh?
Sounds like someone you know tried to do that.
One or two. One or two. They didn't do it well, but they did it.
Here, I'll tell you straight up. So a cat was $25 a month and a dog was $50 a month.
Can they just pay for like one fee up front?
I guess if you want to pay me for the full year. Like,
full year.
I was especially when people came to do the showings, they would talk to me and I was very like, yeah, I mean, that'd be fine.
Yeah, because my thing was just like, it's not necessarily about the pet as much as it is about the cleaning. So if you just give me an extra $500 so that I can hire, when you move out, I can hire cleaners that will do a pet service. Like that's all I care about.
Oh, That's fair. But I try to do not like when I looked up and researched about being a landlord, there's so many fees you could tack onto somebody.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, hey, this is the month. When you see this listing, this is exactly what you're going to be paying for. And I didn't want to jack it up and be like a property manager.
All I can say is keep receipts of and pictures of everything before and after, so that when you comes time to charge them for the security deposit, so many people will fight you on, it wasn't like this, I didn't do that, you can't do this. Everything's got to be documented. Everything's got to be documented.
But before that, here's what I want to talk about. So yeah, I listed it up, and I was actually very nervous if I wasn't gonna get people at all. I don't know why. I was like, if I don't get people enough, if I don't get people or the right people, because I'm not just gonna go for the first person. And by the time I move out of my place and I have to move to the suburbs, and I have to pay.
Am I paying 2 mortgages?
Yeah, am I paying 2 mortgages?
Yeah, no, it's scary. Dude.
I was sweating.
It's not necessarily like I knew that you would be able to rent the place out, but it's what's at stake. I can't afford to.
I cannot afford to be paying 2 mortgages. That overlaps.
And then what does that look like? Like, is banks going to start coming after me? Like, it's very scary.
I told my dad, I was like, 3 months. If I don't find someone, 3 months is the absolute limit. Where obviously I'd be hurting, but I'd sell the place if I couldn't find someone.
Did you find somebody in 3 hours?
So
3 minutes.
When I put the listing I did it at like 10:30 because I was doing a bunch of checks and everything. At 11:15, I got 2 people who applied with a third person, and I got 2 more people who were like wanted to schedule tours. Yeah. Okay. Here's another scam, dude. I don't know if I told you. So it's crazy. The moment I listed my place on Zillow, 15 minutes passed, and I got a text message because you put your phone number. Yeah. I got a text message from someone who was like, "Hey, my name's John. I'm from Zillow, and I need to approve to see if you are like the real owner." Right? Yeah. And so he did that, and I go, "So what's this for?" And he goes, "Oh, I just need to make sure that you're the property owner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a 6-digit code, and can you please tell me what that 6-digit code is?" And I was like,
"Seems sus.
This is super sus." I was like, "All right."
But he's not asking for your documentation or anything. He's just asking for a code. So
no, but here's the thing. There's a lot of things that to get through to any of my stuff, they'll send a code. And if I see it and I just text him and be like, "Oh yeah, here's the code." He gets into my email, he gets into whatever.
Oh, that's genius.
But it happened 15 minutes after I did the listing.
I'm sure there's bots that.
That's how quick they were. They're like, "Hey, we saw you listed and all this."
I'm sure there's bots that are on top of a listing. Boom, let's start.
Insane.
That's crazy, actually.
So watch out for that scam, because
that's actually huge.
Hey, what I did was I was like, all right, if this is real, I'm gonna stop texting this guy. He's gonna reach out to me multiple times.
Yeah.
Didn't text him, never responded back to me, or never reached out again. And I was like, there's people contacting me about this property already. Like, if I'm a fake person, they're gonna figure out and they're gonna report it, and my listing gets taken down.
Dude, that's huge.
Nah, I was like, I had my head on a swivel, so I was like, even people coming to the property, I was like, are you a real person? Like, am I going to get robbed? Do I have to
Are you AI? Who's talking to me right now?
Is that an extra strategy?
Wait, hold on. Can I ask? Did you ask for proof that they could pay?
Yeah, well, the sites. So a lot of Zillow, apartments.com, any of those sites, the way you apply is you need to submit your social security number. You pay to submit your proof of documentation of a lot of things. Yeah. Proof of income, your criminal report, all that, credit report, everything.
Okay.
So it's all organized and detailed through all these landlord sites that you're going to use in the future. That's going to be pretty nice.
What are you worried about?
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm worried at all. I think I picked a good tenant.
I hope you did.
But I would rent or pick any of the people who came showing, but it was hard because it was like, I have to.
Good cover. I like it. Keep going.
I have to find reasons why I'd go specifically for this person and not this person. So, you make it.
I wouldn't say any of those reasons out loud.
Oh, I don't have any sexist, racist, any of those. Not like you do when you do your process. I know you're not renting to any.
I'm renting to whoever can pay me. Let's be very clear about this. Whoever wants to give me money, It's yours, bro.
Yeah, but you do a bit of risk assessment and you say, all right, I think these people are, really good. Look like they're responsible.
I feel like you're entering into a relationship. Like, we like each other. We're just in the courting phase. We're just testing the water. Like, does he like me? I like him. Like,
I was courting students.
you were
So, anyways,
what?
I found the right students. So, I found the right students.
Did you get married?
I found the right students to live in my house.
On only homes, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I think the process was very interesting because people no show, people will ask they'll barter with you.
Oh, try to negotiate.
Negotiate certain things. But it's pretty easy. I mean, you just walk through, talk about, hey, this is the kitchen, this is the stove,
I'm not gonna lie,
bathroom.
that's kind of a relief for me.
But it's gonna be very easy, I think.
Okay, that's good to know. I mean, other than knowing that I'll be on a power trip, that I'm gonna discriminate against everybody. What else?
Unfortunately, like, you don't have any young students, so those are the best.
Oof.
I'm gonna get canceled. I'm just kidding.
It's really refreshing that we're back on this podcast, and I'm not the one that's gonna get canceled, dude. This feels. I know why you do this now.
It's just jokes.
I know why you do this now. Like, this is phenomenal.
It's sarcastic.
I'm a big.
Okay, I'm gonna finish
comedy
and talk about, now that you have a tenant, here's a couple things you need to know to prepare for your tenant, right? I didn't know that once my house turns into a rental property, I need to pay off that rental property on a separate bank account, not my own personal bank account.
Sir.
Because if you want to get sued and you're saying, hey, this is my rental property, and they see, well, how you're paying for it, I'm paying on my personal, it's free game for anything that you have.
May I ask if you created an LLC for your property, or?
That's one of my bullet points.
Okay.
So I'll get there. But yeah, so you have a separate bank account that pays for anything rental property related. The security deposit is, by law, needs to be put in a separate high yield savings account.
Interesting. And
by Illinois law, when you give back the security deposit to, if everything's good, you need to give back the security deposit and
the interest.
The interest. I think 0.01% of it, which is not that much, but like, if you have a high yield savings account that's 5.4, like, you're gonna gain more interest. But you have to give some of that interest to the tenant.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
But anyways, so LLC and umbrella, that one I read because I read this book, How to Be a Tenant, like, for Dummies. Sorry, Landlord for Dummies. Something similar to that.
Very appropriate, honestly.
Pretty much. They say that if you only manage one property, you should buy umbrella insurance. Now, umbrella insurance is just insurance that basically does what the LLC does, like, protects you and just covers assets that you have.
Okay.
But because it's so minimal, you just get umbrella insurance. The reason why you get LLC is because you're managing multiple properties and you have people on the board. And so there's, like, more things to protect yourself from. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But
that was a good run back.
It wasn't too bad.
Like, we were a little rusty.
Yeah, a bit rusty.
But
I'll edit everything, mostly you.
Yeah.
To make it
please.
But I know how to end it.
You always make me look good, so
I know how to.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I want you to look at the camera, and I'll look at my camera, and we're gonna do one action, and you know what it is. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's awkward. We know where you stand. Everybody knows what you're doing.
See you guys.
Thank you for tuning in for this episode.
That was Rocky, by the way, when he won the fight.
That's what it was. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in for this episode of the podcast. Hopefully, Justin doesn't get canceled on this one. We hope you learned something today. If not, we hope you laugh, and we'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.